Hi, I'm Dr. Russell, but you can call me Joellen. Moms are worried about climate change, but don't know what to do. So the Science Moms created a simple to-do list so you can help. We're swapping, sharing, and speaking up. Check off your to-do list at ScienceMoms.com.
Live from multiple locations via the miracle of Skype. It's the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing. Co-host, Ed Kaluka. Featuring dangerous Dan Margetta. And Brian Schmidt. LTN is a caller-driven program, and your participation is encouraged by calling 414-421-7901. That's 414-421-7901. Now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
And welcome to the program. Glad you could join us. We're getting ready to race right outside of the city of St. Louis, but don't call it St. Louis. It used to be called Gateway, but don't call it Gateway. It's in Madison, Illinois, but don't call it Madison. It's called Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that a beautiful handful? Hi there. I'm Todd Bailing, joined by my three partners, beginning with the longest tenured Ed Kaluka of West Bend, Wisconsin. How you doing today, Ed?
Good. The only difference in that racetrack is the resin that's put down, right?
Resin. It's not
resin. Resin. No, it's resin.
It's resin. That's good.
Resin.
Dan Margetta of St. Francis, USA.
Hey, good morning. It's always fun going to new racetracks because you really don't know what to expect.
That's true. It's true all the way around. Even though they've been racing here for years, never with the Cup Series. And Brian Schmidt of Woodsburg, Wisconsin. Hey, man.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see how the city of St. Louis, even though the track isn't in St. Louis and it isn't even in the state of Missouri, but how they've wrapped their arms around this event. Yeah, I mean, the headlines in the newspaper, they're interviewing people everywhere. The race is sold out. I heard some talk of people in downtown St. Louis, and they had like truck practice on a big screen TV in like a public plaza. So they're really embracing it, which is cool to see. And I think that's what NASCAR, we saw that here last year. We were a new track last year right here at Road America, and we embraced it up here big time, and now they're doing it down there. So I think that's good. It's going to give these tracks that have had races forever a little bit of pressure to do more to make sure you keep your date, which is exactly what NASCAR was looking for a couple years ago when they announced they were going to change their schedule up.
And this was a perfect track to go to. It's located in a perfect place. It's right on the freeway. It's right outside of a major, pretty much of a major market. So the Cardinals are not playing at home this weekend. They're getting beat up in Chicago. Yeah, who doesn't love that? But it's a sellout. 57,000 seats were sold, plus 1,200 campsites, plus a couple of suites. It becomes the fourth race of the year that has been a sellout, joining Daytona, Phoenix, and Charlotte last week. So good for them. Congratulations. They seem to be doing everything right. And, when they built this track, everybody said at the time, and it's true now, what a perfect size. It's not a cookie cutter mile and a half, and yet it's bigger than a 1 mile. It's a mile and a quarter. We're looking at 240 laps, 300 miles. The segments are at lap 45 and 95. I mean, let's on paper, it seems like a perfect event. It's the Enjoy Illinois 300. even though you could throw a rock to the Mississippi River from there, it's pretty neat that it's being embraced all the way around. So we're pretty glad, and we're looking at what kind of race it's going to be. Ed, tires have been so much the issue lately. Is it tires, or is it the teams that are doing things with the tires? What are we looking for today?
Well, they went from blowing right sides to blowing left rides now. Left rears. Last we put out as right rears, and I don't know. Goodyear's standing ground. They're saying you got to run more air in them and less camber. And if you're going to run less air and camber, you're going to blow them out. So if you want the car to work, you got to run less air and more camber.
I wonder how it's going to. If this place is, they're saying it's probably going to race like Phoenix. the race today. And I know there were some comments during after practice and that it's going to be kind of hard to pass, and track position would be tough again. So we'll see how that goes. It's interesting that the guys that ran good at Phoenix are up front this week. I mean, Chase Briscoe's on the pole; he was your Phoenix winner. So
sure.
There might be some truth to that.
And it seems like it's a Ford track. You look at practice and qualifying; it's all solid Fords, except for Harvick, of course.
6 out of 10 cars are 7 out of 10 cars. It was a really nice run for the Fords. 2 Chevys, six Fords, 2 Chevys, and a Toyota. 2 Toyotas.
I think it's a Ford day, and if you look outside the Ford camp, look at Tyler Reddick. He's probably the one guy in the Chevy camp that seems to be showing up so far. But then again, you got Hendrick, and every time you think Hendrick is counted out, that they always find a way somehow to be there. So it's hard to fade them sometimes, but they haven't run so good this week so far.
We used to say the same thing about Gibbs, and things are not right in Toyota land. Not that there's going to be a hell of a lot of sympathy, but not only was Kyle Busch crying in his beer about, we'll see if I'm around much longer, a couple of weeks ago. Now, Truex is doing the same thing. I don't know very much about what's happening with my contract, and we should know more in the next couple of weeks. And hello, you know what? The writing is on the wall. It is open for Ty Gibbs. Which car number is he going to be? Hamlin certainly is safe because he has the money sponsor there, and Truex, I don't know. Why are they having a hard time with his contract? Aren't all the sponsors good on that car?
I'm not sure. And the really telling thing in his deal was when somebody asked him a question about it being more of a quality of life thing versus money, and he said, "Yeah, you can kind of go that way." I'm not sure he's had fun the last couple of years, and I don't know if that's maybe he's just not having fun doing this every week or something like that. It seems to be about him the last year or two. It just seemed like he wasn't having a good time being around. Like it was almost kind of bothersome for him to be there every week, and I don't know if that was kind of telling when that question came up. Was it more of a quality of life thing than a monetary thing? And he said, "Well, you can kind of go that way." So maybe there's some of that to it. I don't really know. I don't know what the sponsor situation is on that. No one's really said. Gibbs is pretty tight about their contracts, and it's kind of hard to really figure out what's going on there because they don't really tell you a lot.
Christopher Bell is the youngest of the drivers. He's the cheapest of the drivers. And yet, as good as he was supposed to be, oh, my God, Christopher Bell made it to Cup. Stand by. This guy is going to be all of that. When is it going to start? He's just not doing that much. Now, remember, you might think, well, maybe he's got Ratcliffe as a crew chief. He does not. He's got another one of the many crew chiefs that have been turned out, the many good crew chiefs that have been turned out at Gibbs, and he's just not getting the job done. And yet he's probably the safest driver for those two reasons. He's the youngest and the cheapest.
Well, I think overall, it's what comes out of the STEM program and what comes out of iHeart Racing is that some teams have embraced that as a way to make this new car work. I know at Hendrick they sure have. A lot of time is spent on iRacing with it and with the STEM program, developing a STEM program off the iRacing. And the biggest problem, like Keselowski says, this practice is not working. These 15 minutes of practice, everybody says it's a half hour. It's not. It's 15 minutes of practice. And you can't make me 1 or 2 changes on the car with that kind of practice. These cars need to go out, be able to test to find out what they actually need in order to make better racing. It's just all there is to it.
And why are we not having more practice time? And don't tell me it has something to do with COVID.
TV. It has to do with money. It has to do with money and TV. It's
TV, yeah.
If they would decide not to have it on TV and just go ahead and practice, but still, Keselowski says we are saving $2 to $3 million a year in travel alone from just this kind of 2-day shows,
Well, and, I guess the point is everybody's in the same boat. We're not allowing some people to
They're not in the same boat because they have the opportunity to do what Hendrick is doing. The Fords are performing much better. Look at RCR,
look at your drivers. There are some that adapt to that simulation computerized stuff, and there are some that are just seat of the pants drivers, and you can't really put them in a computer program and make them go fast. And maybe Bell's one of those. Maybe just Bell needs to drive more by the feel and not a computer setup that says this is what it's going to work.
Yeah, but that.
If you'd like,
go ahead.
If you'd like to participate in the program, you can do so by calling us at 414-421-7901. We're going to take our first break. We'll be right back.
Make the most out of your summer at Elkhart Lakes Road America. June is jam-packed with nonstop racing action. Don't miss a minute of the fun. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under. Up next is the Moto America Superbike Series and Vintage Moto Fest weekend, June 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines. Just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
Join us this Saturday night for Fan Appreciation Night at the Fair Park in Plymouth. This Saturday night, adult admission will be $13 for adults, $5 for students ages 12 through 15, and children under 12 free if accompanied by an adult. And plan ahead for the Road America Challenge, Thursday, June 30th, presented by Kunis RV, featuring the IRA and the Plymouth Dirt Track Racing MSA 360s. Join us this Saturday, Fan Appreciation Night, and take advantage of our discounted prices. Opening ceremonies at 6 o'clock. We'll see you there.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
The NTT Indycar Series returns to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
Now the battle for fifth. Romain Grosjean will fourth. Marcus Ericsson off the track. Blew by Joseph Newgarden like he was standing still. The Spaniard, Alex Palou, has charged the race lead.
He'll get to the top of the hill. He'll see the twin checkers, and he will go to victory lane. Listen live Sunday, June 12th.
At 11 a.m. on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
And welcome back to LTN. Thanks for joining us. You know, things are about to get real busy at Elkhart Lake. Not like it's not busy all the time, but our favorite PR director, John Everett from Road America, joins us right now. And it's about to get heated up pretty good, isn't it, John?
Yeah, guys, I tell you what, it already is kind of heated up. We've had cars on track with SVRA Vintage. And this weekend, the Moto America Superbikes and Vintage Moto Fest is happening. Regardless of a little bit of rain that we've got going on here today, Sunday, motorcycles are going to be on track all day. And then we're gearing up for the Sanzio Grand Prix, the NTT IndyCar Series, coming in Thursday through Sunday here at Road America. You're also going to see Indy Lights, a lot of different support classes, as well as Radical Cup. So it's another great action-packed weekend to really gear up for, to see the open-wheel cars here on track. If you thought the Indy 500 was exciting, wait till these guys get here at Road America.
I guess before we get talking about four wheels, John, a little bit about the Superbikes. We were up there yesterday. I've been up there a couple times. Dan came up there for the first time ever. And if you're a season pass holder and you're more of a four-wheel guy and you think, I'm not into bikes and all that stuff, I'll tell you what, it's worth taking the drive over there today to check it out because those things are breathtaking when you see them come down the straightaway. When all you are is just hanging on and you're going 170 miles an hour, it's incredible.
I couldn't believe how fast those guys are going on that main straight. It was like they're going as fast as an Indycar. There's nothing around them.
Yeah, and when you think of like the contact patch being smaller than the palm of your hand, and these guys are really hanging it out, leaning way over 45 degrees, going through some of the turns. It's pretty incredible to see. Plus, the viewing action is first rate. You can move around the facility. You can see from a lot of elevated positions, trackside positions. You can really get a feeling for the speed in various locations, plus as hard as they have to brake and how they really kind of have to challenge each other when it comes to passing on the 14-turn, 4-mile course.
It was really something to see. I'll tell you that. It was the first time I got to see the bikes, and I'm glad I got to go check that out. And you mentioned next week with IndyCar coming around, it's a pretty good field of cars coming for that. I mean, the Indy 500 had a lot of excitement about it. They got Detroit this week, and then they're right in Road America, and pretty much the same guys that run in Indy are going to be right here.
Huge field of cars. You got the Iceman, Scott Dixon, and Joseph Newgarden. Lots of favorites like Graham Rahal as well will be up here. Colton Herta is doing incredibly well on road courses, so that's definitely somebody to keep an eye on. And Jimmy Johnson, 7-time NASCAR champion. He's had a little bit of struggles, obviously, but he loves Road America. He's had some time on this course, doing some testing last year and also racing here last year. So it'll be exciting to see these guys come up. Definitely get your tickets early, print them at home, and breeze through the gate because there's a lot of interest in this event. The weather's going to be great. It's going to be perfect. And everybody 16 and under gets in free with a paying adult at the gate. So if you're worried about high gas prices, you don't know where to go or what to do, Road America is the place to be next weekend for the Sanzio Grand Prix.
Looking ahead a little bit, also some big news this past week about our NASCAR weekend coming up. It was announced that Hendrick Motorsports is going to put an Xfinity car out there, and they're going to have Kyle Larson running in the Xfinity race. So your Cup Series champion is going to be running both Saturday and Sunday at Road America. That's got to be exciting news for you guys.
We're super excited about Xfinity with Kyle Larson. If you're a NASCAR fan, if you're an open wheel fan, if you're a sprint car fan, that's definitely something to check out. Chase Briscoe is going to be running at the Plymouth Dirt Track on Thursday night as well as part of the Road America Challenge. There's some rumors that some other guys are going to try to field some cars as well. Lots of talk, lots of phone calls happening. They're down at Worldwide Technology Raceway this weekend, but you have the open wheel sprint cars at the Plymouth Dirt Track Thursday night, and then you've got the Henry 180 Xfinity race on Saturday, and then the Quick Trip 250 presented by Jockey Made in America on Sunday. So all the NASCAR Cup Top stars will be here, Xfinity stars will be here, and a lot of people are going to be doing the double, so it's definitely a ticket that you want to get right now. Get your golf carts right now as well, and get your camping right now, because I tell you, everything's filling up real fast because everybody's looking for something to do this summer, and they don't want to drive too far.
I'm looking forward to the Cup race for Kimi Räikkönen to be there from Formula One.
He's actually running at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, he won't be at Road America, unfortunately.
Oh.
How are we looking at for campsites and stuff like that for the Cup weekend, John? Is that all gone yet, or is there still stuff available for folks?
There's still stuff available, but it's going to be tight, and that's why we're encouraging everybody to go to roadamerica.com. Get them right now, even if you're not quite sure what you're going to be doing for that weekend, because if it does pan out, you'll at least have your campsite, your golf cart, and your tickets. And then you can breeze right through the gate, spend a great weekend with family and friends for the Quick Trip 250, because it was a heck of a lot of fun last year watching Chase Elliott come from almost last to first. And who knows what's going to happen this year, because now these guys have some data, they have some information. It is the next-gen car, so you're going to see the next-gen car for the first time here at Road America. So that's going to be a challenge for some of these guys. But I think some of these teams already have some ideas on what they're going to do.
Absolutely. And as if your schedule wasn't full enough, and if you hadn't had enough to do, the week after the IndyCar race, the June Sprints, which are a quiet secret for folks that want to just see some great racing at a real reasonable price, the June Sprints are Father's Day weekend, back to the traditional date that they were for many years.
Yeah, it's one of our longest-running events. It's a tremendous amount of cars here, 400-plus cars from pretty much all walks of life. And that's what's great when it comes to the family racing. A lot of families race the June Sprints, everything from a Mazda Miata all the way up to some nice performance-type vehicles. Mom's wrenching on the car. You know, the kids are working on tires. It's really kind of a great event for all these families to come around from the region and come up and race the June Sprints. So that's another great Father's Day advantage to take, you know, into account when you want to do something with dad, or if mom's looking for something to do with dad and the kids. Again, kids get in free with a paying adult. So that's another great way to spend Father's Day is definitely the WeatherTech Chicago Region SCCA June Sprint.
John, you certainly got a lot on your plate. It's about to heat up at Road America. Our best to you. We hope to talk to you again before the summer is over. And, my God, it's time to go.
Happy to do so, guys, and appreciate your time. RoadAmerica.com for everybody listening.
All right, John Everett, PR Director at Road America, and quite a guy. We'll be right back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
The Milwaukee Mile of Wisconsin State Fair Park roars back to life Father's Day Sunday, June 19th, as Track Enterprises presents the ARCA Midwest Tour. See the nation's top drivers with the best super late model stars in the Father's Day 100, presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. Upper Midwest Vintage Cars, Midwest Trucks, and Mid-Am Stock Cars will also be in action. Tickets available online at trackenterprises.com or at the gate on race day. For complete details, go to trackenterprises.com. Racing returns to Milwaukee Sunday, June 19th.
The ARCA Menard Series West.
Field now comes down to the first of the double dog leg. Green flag goes in the air.
Heads to Wine Country.
Oh, trouble. Turn number 4. We got one car on the outside wall. It's Andy Jankowiak.
To Sonoma Raceway.
First start of the year in the ARCA Menard Series. First dominant win of the year in the ARCA Menard Series.
It's the General Tire 200.
Saturday. Coverage starts at 1:30 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
And welcome back to LTN. I was on the road yesterday, and I decided it was good to listen to the truck race. You know that sometimes you get a pretty good picture of what's going on. And I have to admit, I was getting pretty darned excited there. Derek Kraus was in position to win his first race, leading late in the race. Had lost the lead. You know, I thought, geez, he's got a shot. Yeah, here's that mystery caution. We're going to have an overtime win. Oh my God, is it time? And wait a minute. Where the hell did Corey Heim come from? What happened to Derek Kraus? They didn't say on radio very much. I had to figure it out. And it turns out Derek Kraus's spotter, whose name is Freddie Kraft, sent out a tweet that says, I understand the critics, but I suggested that Derek Kraus choose the top because our 2 previous restarts on the bottom simply weren't good enough to race for the lead. We would have been on the defense protecting the bottom instead of racing forward. For our truck, the top was the best option. So instead of getting bottom, inside, front row, right there, they took second row outside, and Derek Kraus ended up 7th yesterday.
And where did the winner restart?
Inside
front
on
row.
The front row, yes.
Yeah. So Corey Heim ended up winning the thing. Johnny Sauter, how about Johnny? He doesn't race very often, but I'll be damned if he doesn't show up and do pretty good for himself. And ended up 5th in that thing, ahead of Derek Kraus. Now, it's another story completely. Ty Majeski had a really good truck. He was fastest in practice. He was a top 10 qualifier. And then in the race, which I didn't see, obviously. Ed, he got involved in an early wreck, I guess, right?
Yes, he got in a shunt there, but it was a pit stop that put him back there.
There's two incidents. He was the 17 truck was one of the Gray kids was kind of trying
Tanner Gray.
Yeah, it was one of the whoever one drove the 17. He was trying to fill the hole and cut down in front of Ty, and their hole really wasn't there. So Ty got in him, and he spun the 17, and he had cut down the front tire. They had a pit. He fixed that. They put him in the back. When he was in the back, that's when John Hunter Nemechek decided to try to go 3 wide on Stuart Friesen and the truck outside of him. That didn't work, so when Nemechek got shut off on the inside, he spun, came across the track, and they all piled in, and Ty got involved in it.
Oh, man, he has some bad luck in that series. But I'll tell you something. He's still solidly in the playoffs. He is going to win a race. There are people out there that are starting to wonder whether he is capable of winning a truck race. Well, I will tell you right now, he will win it. He will win one yet and get into the playoffs. Now, once the playoffs begin, all bets are off. We got to see. You got to be in the right place, right time. You got to have things go your way.
I think Derek won one too. I think that showed yesterday he can run up front and be there. And why they didn't take the inside lane and he got talked out of it. I think that's on the team, not on the driver. If it was me, I think I would have said start inside front row and put it all on the driver and say go get it. See what you can do. And Derek has proven he can go. I mean, I've seen him green white checker stuff at Slinger and places like that. He can go forward. So I think he's also going to see that 19 truck maybe with a win this year too.
Is Freddie Kraft one of the guys on that door bumper clear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, spots for Bubba Wallace, I think, on the Cup side.
Oh, okay. Well, the Xfinity Series ran yesterday. Oh, my God. They ran the road course out in Portland. It rained like hell. You had long reds. It was just a cluster. A.J. Allmendinger won the thing. He started in back, I guess, didn't he?
Well, he had such a terrible weekend. I mean, that car was junk when they got there. And didn't look forward at all. And they finally got things worked out, and he came from the back to the front to win that thing, and they got it together on making pit stops and making the right adjustments, and it was fun to watch him come through the pack and win.
Was that race just a mess, though, with the rain and everything? And it was, oh, my gosh, they had so many yellows and so many problems just because it was raining so hard. And stock cars in a road course on a rain are cool to watch, but boy, those guys.
As long as you're not sitting in the stands, I guess.
Well, I mean,
or in the seat behind everybody.
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs had a heck of a day there. He got dumped like 2 or 3 times in that race, and at one point I think he had like a 15-second lead.
Yeah.
And a caution came out, and then he got dumped on a restart there, and then Sheldon Creed gave somebody the double bird. So there's a lot of stuff going on yesterday there. It was, and the place was packed. We'll give the fans in Portland credit. That's a risk for NASCAR to take that series and make them drive all the way out there. I mean, that's about as far away as you can go from Charlotte in the United States, unless you're in Alaska. And the people showed up to watch it. So kudos to them for showing up in adverse conditions. But they're used to that. It rains there every day, I think, doesn't it?
And pretty much. And congratulations to A.J. Allmendinger for that win. That's pretty cool stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what the difference between PJ1, which is what we have been using, and suddenly stop because it has so many complaints, and we are starting to use resin, which is a kind of a generic term. Resin is used for lots of different things. Is it a generic substance they're putting on the track? PJ1 is obviously some sort of brand name, right, Ed?
Yeah, and the PJ1 would wear out. It was temperature sensitive one way or the other. Where the resin stays there all day, and it's working well. I don't know which one they're using, but it sure works great.
I'm not using resin. I think today, they just ran that tire dragging thing around the track, so I think there's no resin today.
Oh, really? First race. Well, we're going to find out some things today, aren't we? That's interesting that we're not going to use any stickum at all.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joellen Russell, but you can call me Joellen. I'm an oceanographer and a mom. Moms are worried about climate change, so the Science Moms created the one thing all moms need to take action, a to-do list. We're swapping carbon-polluting stuff for clean stuff. We're sharing our concerns with friends, and we're speaking up to ask leaders how to stop big polluters. Swap, share, speak up. Try saying that 5 times fast. No, seriously. You'll remember it better if you do. Check off your to-do list at ScienceMoms.com.
A cold front can slow the world to a crawl. But with Cenex Premium Diesel, your fleet can power through. Cenex Roadmaster XL Seasonally Enhanced comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn, optimizing cold weather performance over typical number 2 diesel. So rather than complaining about the cold, own it with Cenex Premium Diesel. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
I mean, hell, where the Coke syrup? That's what we used to use back when I was a kid. Either way, it's going to be an interesting race on a 1.25 mile track. Chase Briscoe will start from the pole. 138.274 miles per hour. It'll be televised on FS1. Green flag is at 2:42 this afternoon. Coverage starts right here on the Big 920 at 1:30 this afternoon. So be sure to stay tuned for that, and it'll be a pretty neat thing. After the break, we're going to come back and talk about last week's Coca-Cola 600, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and talk about some of the things to watch out for in the future, and maybe pat ourselves on the back. We'll see. We'll be back.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Elkhart Lakes Road America this 4th of July weekend. The NASCAR Quick Trip 250, presented by Jockey Made in America, and the NASCAR Xfinity Series Henry 180 guarantees high-speed thrill and endless family fun. Enjoy the family fun zone, camping on site, and free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, your national park of speed.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit BonafideSafe.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Wheel-to-wheel, Chastain and Kyle Busch at the line, a dead heat.
Makes its long-awaited debut.
Trouble turn number 4. Kyle Larson hard into the outside wall.
At Gateway.
Leading the field, this time the checkered flag is in the air, and Ryan Blaney has won.
It's the Enjoy Illinois 300, presented by TicketSmarter.
Sunday, coverage starts at 1:30 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
All right, a little BC for you. I was working at Slinger Speedway last Sunday night. Dan Margetta was doing the same thing, but for some reason, Dan is a multitasker and was watching the race from Charlotte on his phone. The bad news, 18 caution flags, 20 cars running at the end of the race, and 5 hours and 13 minutes of racing. Or a part of it. With 18 cautions, it wasn't 5 hours of racing, I guess. There's a lot of time going around at caution speed. The good news was now you're going to find this hard to believe, there were 3,821 green flag passes in that race last week. That is nearly 12 passes per lap. Not for the lead. There were 64 lead changes in the thing. But I guess the bottom line is those cars are pretty good at Charlotte, where they were really, really bad at Texas, essentially the same layout. Now, Ed, you watched the whole thing. How could it be so bad at Texas and so damn good at Charlotte?
Tires.
They changed the tire?
I don't know. I don't know what else to put it to accredit it to.
It was weird. You think it would be the same, and it wasn't. I mean, other than they had too much of that PJ1 stuff at Texas. I don't know if that was a problem or not, but it was a long race. But there was racing throughout the whole thing. It wasn't just cars riding around. It was kind of like the 600 used to be, where it was a total survival deal. You had to get there to the end, and it was tough to get all 600 miles. And guys really raced it out. And Brian, you watched it. You saw the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, they were running right on the fence, and that's something I haven't seen that at Charlotte in several years. The last several 600s were I remember the one that Truex led 380 of the 400 laps or something. I mean, it was unbelievable. But this thing here, you kept checking in, and there was always a different leader, and there was always a different narrative going on, and the guys are running all over the place, and sometimes they're running 3 wide, and I'm like, is this really Charlotte? Because this is not what you expected there, and it was an outstanding race. I mean, I would say of the 3 races that you have on Memorial Day weekend this year, NASCAR had the best event of them all.
5 hours. Isn't that kind of hard to hold anybody's attention for 5 hours?
Well, I mean, I didn't sit down and watch it from start to finish, but, you check in, and you got other things going on. But this time when you check in, you didn't just look at the TV and go, oh, yeah, all right, same guy's leading. You watched for a while to see what was going on. So it was pretty good.
So if there's something always going on, you don't realize how long it is. You really don't. I mean, you keep track of time if you're entertained.
And then you have Kyle Larson, who
what a story he was.
Yeah, he has about as bad a race as you can, the first half of it, and lo and behold, you get down to the end, and he's right there, and, I mean, probably had the best shot at winning it. And, I mean, the ending itself was, 45 minutes of pure chaos.
Man, I just can't imagine it. And he was complaining about it the whole race. I guess if you got to listen to any of it, it's almost comical. Comes from the back a couple times, puts the show on over and over and over, and then did he finish the race? I don't even think he finished. Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he finished. He was able to keep rolling.
Why were they crashing? What was the idea with the crashing? Just because the racing was so close?
Well, at the end, it was a lot of aggressive moves. You had Chase Briscoe do an aggressive move at the end to try to get Kyle Larson, and then he wrecked. And then you had the late restart where Dillon had 4 tires and the other guys had 2 tires, and he went bonsai 3 wide, and it wasn't going to work. But he
no way in the world he was going to make that complete.
No. Went from 6 to up to the lead, going 3, and it was the old 8 wheels are going to corner better than 4.
Yes.
All holding in, and the wall will hold us all in, and it just didn't work.
Right.
Oh man, that's pretty amazing. Hey, but if you're gonna, I'm happy that they did something that was so different than the lousy show we had at Texas, because there was no positives about Texas at all. And how can it be? They're essentially the same layout. Did the resin make that much of a difference, perhaps? I mean, there's got to be a reason. They didn't change the tire compound.
It's hard to say, but what this is going to do, though, is if this is the new norm with this car at Charlotte, and they're going to be able to race like this, and say the Roval race is so-so, are they going to keep running on the Roval in the future then, or are you going to have 2 of those? Because I'd love to see 2 races like you just, another one in fall where they race that well, and that much changing of positions and all that stuff versus the Roval. The reason they went to the Roval was because the race at Charlotte had been so lousy for so many years. Yeah. So now if this is what's going to happen with this new car, is that going to open the question for that in the future?
What about Indianapolis?
Yeah, they're talking about it. They already think it might be better putting this car back on the oval again.
I would like to see that. I think it would be great. I think that Brickyard needs to be on the oval, not the road course.
Well, yeah.
Bad, but Brickyard is a Brickyard. It's the oval, and I'd like to see what this car would do on it.
Hey, I did not see this. I read about it, and I find it pretty interesting that Hamlin, coming into his pit, clipped a Logano crew guy, and they didn't say much about it at the time. He could have been hurt pretty bad. Logano called it a dirty move this week, says he thinks there should be a fine attached to it. Hamlin said, what am I supposed to do? It's tight going down there. These guys are making themselves wide to make it harder on the drivers. What is going on? One of these days somebody's going to get hurt pretty bad the way they're headed, right?
Well, you can't be doing that. I mean, you can't be running at guys. I mean, you got to be safe that way. And Hamlin did kind of own up to it after he saw the video. I don't think he realized he even did it. And when he saw the video, he said, yeah, it was a bad move on my part. I shouldn't have done it. He kind of apologized for it. I know in the past, used to brush crew guys back and stuff. That was to save time on pit road. But I think that kind of went out of the way once, guys started getting hurt. We can't have that happen. You can't find a way to gain time a different way, not that way.
Yeah. Well, these guys are, if they're doing it on purpose, you're almost inviting trouble. And now what's going to happen is everyone's going to complain because NASCAR is going to have to come up with some kind of a rule against it again. And it all starts this way.
isn't part of the thing you can't jump over the wall until the car gets in the box? Isn't that kind of part of it too, to kind of prevent some of that?
One box before. Yeah,
that's what it is? Okay.
One box before. Yep.
Well, one box. You should be able. They got a lot of equipment to move into place and stuff by the time a guy comes in. By the way, it happened that the two pits were right next to each other. Pit boxes were right next to each other. And Hamlin said, hey, he was running a little better than me. He got in before me, and I had to go around him, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. It's all crazy.
Now let's see how they do this today. Today's pit road is
it's tight.
Oh, yeah. It's was Charlotte like 40 feet, and this one is going to be like 28 or something. It's insane. It's over 10 feet narrower than where they were at Charlotte last week. So this is going to be interesting.
Basically 2 lanes plus a pit box. And if you don't think that's going to be crazy, it's just going to add a little more drama into today's race, which will get underway at 1:30 here on the Big 920. We're going to sneak away for a break and come back with some results, both locally and in the Midwest, right after these messages.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
Make the most out of your summer at Elkhart Lakes Road America. June is jam-packed with non-stop racing action. Don't miss a minute of the fun. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under. Up next is the Moto America Superbike Series and Vintage Moto Fest weekend, June 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
This week on NASCAR Live, A.J. Allmendinger joined us.
We definitely haven't been that car that's been the car to beat every weekend, but, we're doing what we can because we will figure it out at College Racing. We'll get the speed in the race cars for the playoffs and in that stretch run. But right now, while we're not having that speed, we're making sure that we're getting the best finishes possible.
There's much more waiting for you each week on NASCAR Live.
Every Tuesday night at 6 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
Yes, we're getting into the heart of the dirt racing season here. We'll start Thursday night. Granite City, Illinois, the Tri-City Speedway, which is right up the road from Worldwide Technology Raceway, where the Cup Series is this weekend. They had a 5,000-win UMP late model feature there. Ryan Gustin was your winner, and the USAC Midgets were there. Buddy Kofoid was your winner there. Friday night up at Chilton, Gravity Park Speedway. In the modifieds, it was Marcus Hoppenier with the win. The Grand Nationals went to Brian Schroep, and the stock cars was Caden Lemieux. Seymour, Outagamie County Speedway. In the modifieds, it was Mike Mullen, and the stock cars was Chase Parker. Fountain City, Wisconsin, the Mississippi Thunder Speedway, the Dirt Kings late model tour was there for a 5,000 win race. Jake Tim was your winner, and then he hopped in his modified and won that. And ironically enough, the Tim family owns the track, so he's got a lot of laps there and kept the money at home. Darlington, Wisconsin, the Lafayette County Speedway. In the modifieds, it was Brad Mooring. In the limited late models was DJ Sweet. Jim Falls, Wisconsin, the Eagle Valley Speedway Friday night. In the Wissota modifieds, it was Mike Anderson. The USRA limited late models was Dylan Kromschrader. Up at Superior, the Gondik Law Speedway, the Wissota late model feature winner was Travis Bucelavich. And in the Wissota modifieds, it was Jody Belfoulier. Say those names fast a couple times.
No.
Bloomington, Indiana, the USAC Midgets started their Indiana Midget Week, and Buddy Kofoid picked up the win there Friday night. Attica, Ohio, the All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Cars, Zeb Wise was your winner. Grand Forks, North Dakota, the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, Carson Macedo was your winner. And Friday night in Granite City, Illinois, the World of Outlaw Case Construction late models were there, 10,000 win. That went to Bobby Pierce. Mineral Wells, West Virginia, Friday night, the West Virginia Motor Speedway. It's a big track. This thing is over 5/8 of a mile big, large. It's a huge track. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series was there. Night number 1 of the historic 100, $15,000 to win. That went to Devin Moran. Last night at Plymouth, they were moving right along with their show, and in the 360B main, a horrific-looking incident. Justin Miller's 360 sprint car went through the fence in turn 3, taking down about 40 feet of it. They tried to repair it. It didn't work, and the races were postponed for the night. They are allowing anybody that was there that had a ticket to use it at another event in the future, even though they were done with the heat races, which is their policy, but because of the incident and the way it happened, they're allowing people to use that again. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, these pictures, that was a pretty wicked wreck. Everybody ended up being okay from the deal.
Yeah, he was okay. No problems there, but yeah, scary for sure.
I saw pictures of it on Facebook of that fence post that was torn down. Jeez.
Yeah, they're going to have a little bit of work to do this week, that's for sure. Shawano in the late models, Troy Springborn was your winner. In the modifieds, it was Jeremy Hedrick. In the stock cars was Trent Nolan. Francis Crick, Wisconsin, the 141 Speedway, 2,000 to win in the IMCA modifieds. That went to Johnny Whitman. The stock cars, Chase Parker. In the Grand Nationals was Nick Strobe. New Richmond, Wisconsin, the Cedar Lake Speedway, Pat Dorr won in the late models. The modifieds went to Daniel Bargarnder. Ashland, Wisconsin, the ABC Raceway had their season opener. The modifieds went to Jack Revoid. Rice Lake in the modifieds, Kevin Buzzy Adams was your winner. Sycamore, Illinois, the Badger Midgets were there. Here's a familiar name we haven't seen in a while. Todd Kluver won the Badger Midgets.
Todd Kluver was your winner?
Yes. Yep, at Sycamore. Yeah, good for him. Fairbury, Illinois, in the UMP late models, Ryan Unsicker was your winner. In the modifieds, Michael Ledford. Night number 2 of Indiana Midget Week, they were in Lawrenceburg, Indiana for the USAC Midgets. Buddy Kofoid continued his tear. That's 4 wins in a row for him.
A cold front can slow the world to a crawl, but with Cenex Premium Diesel, your fleet can power through. Cenex Roadmaster XL Seasonally Enhanced comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn, optimizing cold weather performance over typical number 2 diesel. So rather than complaining about the cold, own it with Cenex Premium Diesel. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
He's on a roll. Chillicothe, Ohio, the Atomic Speedway, the All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Cars, 15,000 win. That went to local guy Cole Duncan. And finally, the big paying race of the week in Mineral Wells, West Virginia, the West Virginia Motor Speedway, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, historic 100, $50,000 to win. That went to Jonathan Davenport. And you think $50,000 is a lot of money? That's nothing. This week, they go to Eldora Speedway. Preliminary races are Wednesday night, and on Thursday night, they will be awarding $1,002,022 to the winner of that dirt late model race Thursday night at Eldora Speedway.
What does second pay?
I think it's like $20,000.
Wow. I'll turn the guy for $880,000.
Yeah, no kidding. And that will be televised, right?
Yeah, on Flow. Yep. And then that goes into the regular big paying race, which this year is a measly $128,000 for the Dream, which is on Saturday night. But yeah, it's a big one. You're gonna want to check it out.
Do they charge extra for that, Brian?
No, you can watch that on Flow. It's part of your subscription. If you are a Flow subscriber, you can watch it.
Boy, for $1 million to win, I guess I'm going to be glued to my computer. That's for sure. With thanks to our friend Paul Reichert, we've got some paved track results for you. Starting Monday at Golden Sands Speedway, it was the annual Dick Trickle 99. Gabe Summers won in his super late model on Monday. Then on Thursday night, they ran at Wisconsin International Raceway at Kaukauna. Dalton Zier was your winner in the super lates. Brady Baldry. That's an interesting name. Seeing that Terry Baldry is like a 10-time champion or something like that. I'm going to guess they're related. He won in the pro late models. Friday night at the Madison International Speedway, the modifieds took center stage. Dave Edwards was your winner. They had late model Triple Crown Series round 1 up at Toma, and Jesse Bernhagen won that one. The Big 8 late models ran at Hawkeye Downs in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It's called the Clash at the Downs 8th edition. Griffin McGrath was your winner there. Last night had some rain problems. The super lates were supposed to race in the Alive for 5 Dairyland 100 at the Dells. That was rained out. Late models at Jefferson were rained out. They managed to get in the show at La Crosse. The NASCAR late models ran. Michael Hagar was your winner. Last Sunday afternoon at the Slinger Super Speedway, actually afternoon and evening. It was our first night show of the year at Slinger Speedway, and it was round 2 of the Elite 8 Super Late Model Series. R.J. Braun won it out of the Apel Racing Garage. Just an outstanding job by that young man. But imagine Brad Miller was second and Lowell Bennett was third. 10 championships between the second and third place cars at Slinger, chasing that young, talented young man in R.J. Braun, who had a great car and did what he had to do, got to the front, and it was all over, really. That car was outstanding. So Slinger Speedway is canceled for tonight. There's a lousy forecast. The super late models are going to be back the next 2 weeks. And Dan, I didn't realize it, but you were saying it looks as though next week Fenhouse is going to be back in house, huh?
It said on his Facebook schedule that the next race is Slinger Speedway on the 12th.
Outstanding. So that's what we have in the world of asphalt racing for you, and we appreciate our results getting sent every week by our friend Paul Reichert. Yeah, it was. It's to the point now where it's such a big deal to get everybody to a place in time to race that if a forecast is bad, such as it is tonight at Slinger and last night at the Dells, they give everybody some nice heads up, and don't even pack your car up. Don't even pack the kids up. We're not racing. That's the way it works. We'll be back.
The Milwaukee Mile of Wisconsin State Fair Park roars back to life Father's Day Sunday, June 19th, as Track Enterprises presents the ARCA Midwest Tour. See the nation's top drivers with the best super late model stars in the Father's Day 100, presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. Upper Midwest vintage cars, Midwest trucks, and Mid-Am stock cars will also be in action. Tickets available online at trackenterprises.com or at the gate on race day. For complete details, go to trackenterprises.com. Racing returns to Milwaukee Sunday, June 19th.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company in the heart of Wisconsin is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Make the most out of your summer at Elkhart Lakes Road America. June is jam-packed with non-stop racing action. Don't miss a minute of the fun. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under. Up next is the Moto America Superbike Series and Vintage Moto Fest weekend, June 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
Join us this Saturday night for Fan Appreciation Night at the Fair Park in Plymouth. This Saturday night, adult admission will be $13 for adults, $5 for students ages 12 through 15, and children under 12 free if accompanied by an adult. And plan ahead for the Road America Challenge, Thursday, June 30th, presented by Kunis RV, featuring the IRA and the Plymouth Dirt Track Racing MSA 360s. Join us this Saturday, Fan Appreciation Night, and take advantage of our discounted prices. Opening ceremonies at 6 o'clock. We'll see you there.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series.
Field goes 2x2, green flag goes in the air, and we're racing under the light.
Returns to Sonoma Raceway.
Slow turn 4, one truck in the outside wall. It's Tate Fogelman.
For the first time in 24 years.
John Hunter Nemechek went 3 wide to the bottom, but he's not going to get there. Off turn 4, checkered flag in the air.
It's the Doordash 250.
Saturday night coverage starts at 6 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
Yeah, welcome back to the program. Yeah, Slinger Speedway announced this week William Byron is going to race in the Slinger Nationals. And he's won a couple of pretty big races already this year. And the kid certainly has a good car. And right out of the box, he should be pretty good, I would think, Dan, don't you?
I think he'd be all right. Interesting to see how he adapts to Slinger. He's got the Wilson Motorsports car. It's the same one he's won at, I think, Nashville with and New Smyrna. So it's a good ride. He's going to be part of that hospitality deal. Kenseth is coming as well, so the Matt Kenseth hospitality deal also is going to include William Byron now. So if you go online for tickets to that, you can, get autographs and get to talk with them and a bunch of the guys driving in that.
Like Bubba Pollard will be in there. He uses the excuse to come on in too and have a good time, And so that'll be a lot of fun. Eric Jones is going to race a handful of races in Wisconsin this year. I see, Dan.
Yeah, he's going to drive on Wimmer's cars. Looks like 2 in Michigan at Berlin, the Dixieland race, and at the Milwaukee Mile on Father's Day. So pretty good schedule there. It's kind of cool. These Cup guys are coming up here. It's a pretty hot bit of racing here in the Midwest, especially in Wisconsin, and it's going to be fun to see them around and see how they do.
All right, it's that time where we embarrass ourselves. Brian, you've been doing actually pretty good. You picked the 11 car last week, and congratulations. 2 out of 3. The rest of us are terrible, and so to get it started and show you how bad I am, I'm taking Tyler Reddick because the time is coming when this kid is going to start winning all the time. I'm taking Tyler Reddick. Ed, who are you looking at?
20.
Who? Bell? Yep. I can hardly hear you. I don't know if that's me or not.
Bell around from top.
Okay. Dan, who are you looking at?
It's a new track. Who wins on new tracks all the time? The very first time you're on there, Joey Logano.
22. Yeah.
22 is the rocket there now.
He is. All right, and now for the guy who's actually going to win, here's Brian.
I gotta stick with Chase Briscoe, man. He was good at Phoenix. Yeah. He's got a lot of confidence. That car is really fast. If he's leading and he doesn't have to do a bonsai move at the end, he should be in good shape because that's kind of faltered him the last couple times he's been up front. So I'm going with Chase.
What are you saying, Ed?
It's a Ford type day.
Yeah, the Fords seem to be real good here. Although, as the race gets going, we'll see how it turns out in the long run. But it'll be interesting. 2:42 is the green flag with coverage at 1:30 this afternoon. Hey, Chris Buescher has COVID, so because of the protocol, that doesn't necessarily mean he's on his deathbed. He probably got his shots and he probably feels just fine, but because he tested positive, he's got to take the week off. So new owner of Roush freaking Keselowski Racing, Brad Keselowski, picked Zane Smith to drive the 17 car today. It's an interesting pick. The kid is certainly looks pretty good. He's got 3 wins in the Truck Series already this year, and what got me about this whole thing is that it was Brad Keselowski's decision to bring in Zane Smith. Of course, Smith is a Ford guy. That helps a lot, too. But the kid certainly does seem to have some talent, doesn't he, guys?
He sure does.
And that kind of opens everybody's eyes, if there's going to be an opening somewhere in the Ford camp. We were talking earlier with, the 10-car seat becoming available at the end of the year, and if Zane is able to do something with this car, maybe that's a possibility there, because Ford really doesn't have a whole lot going on, right, Dan, right now? They don't have a big feeder system like they had a couple years ago.
Not really. I mean, you look at that truck that Zane Smith drives is one of the ones that they have there, and they have the Gilliland trucks, I think, right? They're part of it, and the 2 gray kids are in those.
So this puts the kid right to the head of the line, looks like to me.
Right. I mean, Stuart Haas has got, deals with Ryan Preece running some things there. I mean, he's kind of their guy in the wings, so we'll see where they all come into it. But the 10 car is probably the big prize right now for next year that's open.
And we'll see. That's a Ford, and Zane Smith might be available. Hey, Ed, I had one for you yet. Kyle Busch is talking about getting rid of the diffuser from underneath these race cars. How is that going to make a difference in these cars, and why would he be pushing for it?
I don't understand. I think the Toyota camp in general does not understand what the diffuser does. If you take the three manufacturers, Chevrolet has an engineering center that's really good. Ford has one that's even better, and Toyota doesn't seem to be keeping up. Toyota, I think, is dragging their feet when it comes to what's going on with these cars, and that's not the answer. The diffuser and out front of the car is not the answer.
I thought Ford, just like at Martinsville, where the race wasn't that good, and they thought that maybe that taking the diffuser off would make the racing better. That's their pitch.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, we're just learning about this diffuser, and how can it be bad, or how could it improve the way things are going? I think the racing has been pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so to appease Kyle Busch, we're going to talk about taking that off. I just can't see that.
No.
Oh, well. Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot to it.
Well, the cars run a lot cooler.
There's a fact right there. Hey, a reminder that the LTN podcast can be downloaded from iHeart, iTunes, or wherever you download your podcasts at all major platforms. We are there. So, well, how quickly we get together. It's time already. And here's something we want you to remember. Real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our in-house engineer, website coordinator, and king of the knobs is Matt Hangover Losi. See you next week, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.
You've seen and collected NFTs. Now get ready to hear them. Introducing the Non-Fun Squad, the stars of the first ever NFT voiced podcast, featuring NFT characters discussing pop culture, crypto, and more with today's biggest stars. And to help us launch the Non-Fun Squad, there's the Wallet of Wallets from Vatum. This easy-to-use cross-chain wallet lets you secure your personal info and manage all of your NFTs and cryptocurrency in one place. Create your Wallet of Wallets at vatum.com/non-fun-squad. For a limited time, you'll receive a free gift to start your journey into the metaverse. And listen to Prop Culture, the Non-Fun Squad's first podcast, June 22nd, wherever you listen to podcasts.